Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well and keeping safe given the current situation that we're in. My name is Muhammed Saho. I am a consultant with Sparta Global, and I've been with the company for 2 years now. So to give you some context, background about me, I graduated from university in 2015. I studied business and IT, and actually began my career in IT industry in late of 2015 after graduating uni. I worked as a software developer for 3 years, and it was during this period that I learned about the different roles and opportunities that's available within IT, and I wanted to get into business analyst, work as a business analyst, and that's how I came into contact with Sparta Global because they were able to help me with the transition which I was seeking at the time. So without wasting too much time, I'm just going to go into some of the questions, and yeah. So the first question is, tell us about your role and your company. My current role is as an IT business analyst. I work as a consultant for Sparta Global. So what does this mean to be an IT business analyst? The actual roles and responsibilities of a business analyst might be different from company to company or even from project to project, but ultimately on a baseline level, what you're trying to do is to capture the needs and wants of the business, what we call the requirements, and making sure that they are aligned with the overall objectives and understood by the whole team. So these requirements have to be validated. Um, so they have to be clear and concise, and they have to be understood by the whole team, as I've mentioned, and in particular by the development team, as they would be responsible for delivering the solution. Um, so there are additional responsibilities of the business analyst, and another key thing that we are responsible for is to is to review the existing systems by looking at what the current processes do and working very closely with both the business and the IT team in determining how the future to be state would look like based on where we are today and where we want to go tomorrow. So, I'm a consultant, and so what this means is that I work for many different clients who are in different industries, and I would probably be there on a contract by contract basis or on a project by project basis. And I've been lucky since I started working for Sparta. I've worked for some really big companies who are both within public and in the private sector. So, what attracted me to this role is that it allows you to operate in that gray area, if you like, between the business and the IT. The skill sets and the roles and duties and responsibilities that's involved within a business analyst is something that's really exciting to me because they ultimately no 2 days are ever the same, and you are capturing the needs and wants of a stakeholder or product owner and making sure that those are translated to the development team. And how we do this, the methods that we use might vary from company to company, and but the main skills that's involved are heavy communication. You have to be someone that is comfortable dealing with many different people in and many different surroundings, and being out of your comfort zone because most times you would be learning about systems and processes, and things are constantly evolving and changing, and you have to be on your toes with us. And this is something that's really exciting to me because, as I've mentioned, you're constantly learning, you're constantly evolving, and you're constantly learning new technologies and new tools. And because you're that middleman, and you have to be on your game really if you're going to be a good and successful business analyst. So yeah, that was something that was really exciting to me, and having a background in IT um, in a role like this, especially if you're going to be a IT business analyst, is definitely handy. Although there are other roles where people just focus on the requirements side, so you just become a business BA as well. So that's also possible. So yeah. So what pathways are available to become a business analyst? And obviously there are several many different pathways. So you can go through the university route, which I kind of did, or you can go to by getting just studying and getting an online certificate, or you can go through a company like Sparta or a training academy where you would get where you would learn and get obtain certificates and hopefully go through there. They would be able to find you a role with one of their clients as well. So there are many different routes, but if you're looking to obtain certificates and learn about what the role of the business analyst is, you can start. You can look into the BCS Business Analyst Certificate Foundation, and that will take you through the basics of all of the roles and responsibilities of a business analyst. I will take you through different scenarios, and I will take you from right from the foundation level to the practitioner level as well, if you wish. So those are many different pathways in which you can take to get into a career as a business analyst. So, what qualities are employers looking for a business analyst role? One of the main qualities I would say is willingness to learn. So this is a constantly evolving role. As I mentioned before, no 2 days are ever the same. So you have to be on your toes. You're constantly learning about how the processes are changing, the systems is changing, and so you have to be on your game, and you're constantly doing research and finding different ways because the technology is changing, so we would have to be on top of it as well. So that is a very key attribute. If you're someone that's eager to learn, that is something that will just come across because even if you don't have the skills, if you're lacking the IT skills, but you're someone that really have that drive and willing to learn, and you're willing to take on challenges, that is something that I find most employers are willing to just willing to overlook the technical skills because that's something that you can learn. But if you have that drive, then that's something that comes in very handy. Um, Other qualities that they're looking for is communication skills. But of course, I understand when you're younger, that is something that you develop over time. You learn how to communicate to people. You learn what people's key strengths are and where their strengths and weaknesses are. You learn what your own strengths and weaknesses are as well as you grow older. Um, this is something that you would develop over time, but going into a role like this, it's very important being able to communicate with the people and having that strong bond with the people that you're working with because you are capturing their needs and wants, and they are the owners of the solution. So you have to capture their vision and making sure that that is what is being delivered. And the final solution matches what they told you that they wanted. So yeah, being able to communicate is very, very important as well. So what advice would I give to a 16 or 17-year-old me? This is an interesting question. Um, but if I was to go back now, I guess what I would just tell myself is that it's okay to fail. Everyone fails. You know, we're all going through this journey, and putting too much pressure on yourself to figure things out at that age. It's okay if you haven't figured out what you want to do. Um, because at that age, I don't think that you're supposed to even figure out. It's something that you find out later on as you evolve. Um, but ultimately, I just think that you know, when you're, but yeah, ultimately, you just can't give up after failing the first time. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is just that, you know, people just give up. If you really just want to achieve something, you have to just stay at it. And so I guess the advice that I would just give to you right now is that just keep your head on the ground and make sure that you're working hard. And if you want to get something in any career or in any field that you go into, just know that there is a process. You constantly have to keep evolving. Um, you have to keep learning. You have to keep finding ways to better yourself into it. You have to keep doing your research and finding ways and to sort of develop your own knowledge in that area, in that field. So don't just become stagnant and just being stuck in one place, and don't give up if it doesn't work the first time. You just know that it doesn't work for the first time for most people. In fact, it's very rare for it to work the first time for most people. So it's okay, it's completely normal. But you just can't give up. When you fail the first time, just try again. And it sounds like I know it's very cliche, but that's what I would tell my first 16 or 17-year-old. And if you haven't figured out, it's okay. You know, most of us are still figuring out. We're still in this journey together, so it's cool.